Hi everyone, hope you are doing fantastic today. In today's video lesson, we're going to take a look at the importance of using your Outlook calendar. Question that I have for you is, would it save you time and frustration to know if your staff is in or out of the office today? Maybe try to organize the workload, a variety of things and tasks that need to be performed whenever you're not running on all cylinders, whenever not everyone is in your office. Well, that's kind of what we're going to go through today, but I primarily want to point out some of the additional features, the options, things that are included with those who have Office 365 and the Office 2016 software. A lot of key features. We're going to take a look at some of the basics. We're going to go through setting up, creating an event, as well as using the indicators that are currently available in the applications so that you will know whether someone is currently operating on their computer, whether they're typing on the keyboard, whether they're moving the mouse, whether they have been at their computer within the last 5 minutes, or maybe they're completely out, or maybe they don't want you to disturb them at all. Well, the great thing is with Office 2016 and your Office 365 subscription, you'll have access to know this information, therefore cutting out a lot of time, frustration, confusion, and whatnot out of your day. Sound good? All right, let's get started. So as you can see on the screen, we're simply taking a look at my calendar. The way that Office 2016 works has a lot of communication tools, primarily Skype for Business, of course your email, and there are additional online applications that will specifically let you know whether someone is in or out of the office or currently at their desk working on their computer. So let's point out a couple of those. So right here I have Skype for Business. This is an application that allows me, and I know that many of you know exactly what this is, but allows me to communicate with my colleagues, essentially anyone that has a Skype account. I can immediately go out, chat with them if needed. I can see if they're available, if they're online. And the way that this works is, you can see my profile pic. To the bottom right hand corner of my profile pic is the red dot with the dash. Now what that essentially means is do not disturb. And that's essentially because I'm making this video, and any pop-up messages, chats, phone calls, and whatnot, I don't want those to interrupt this video. So that's what I've got selected. You can go out here and see that some of the other staff who are logged in, you'll see that Mr. Will Brown, he's got a dot with a white check mark, and that currently means that he is available. Some of the other staff, we'll take a look at Matthew. His shows that he is currently away. Now it could be the status that he has applied or not. And the reason I say that is because if someone does not use their computer, or type on their keyboard or move their mouse, it will automatically go into this kind of be right back or appear away mode. So essentially what this will do is, if I have a question that I need answered, I can go out here, I can essentially find Mr. Will, and I could send him an instant message. Now you might be asking or wondering, what in the world does this have to do with calendar? Well, it has quite a few things to do with it, because instead of having to actually use a calendar, these sensing mechanisms will actually tell me whether this person, staff member, colleague, whether they are in the office right now or not. Or the nice thing is, they don't actually have to be in the office. All they have to do is to be using the computer that they have, Office 2016, Office 365 subscription, logged in, and I'll know if they're in court doesn't matter. If they're at home, doesn't matter. As long as they are logged into the service, I will know if they're available or not, have a way to contact them and get information that I need. Now, another option that you have here is with email. So you can see here that once I begin to type the name of the person, it will use that sensing mechanism to know whether they're available, whether they're away, or whether they, whether the likelihood of me sending them an email, whether I'll get a response back in as quick of a time as I would like, or maybe not. At least using these sensing mechanisms, I will know. So essentially it allows you to avoid having to use a calendar at all to essentially know whether the person is available right now. So if I once again begin typing a name, the name of the person has appeared and I see that the green dot with the white check mark is available. So I know that if I send this email off very soon, I might be able to get a response back from my colleague. Now, moving back to the calendar. You might be asking where all this is going and whatnot. Well, the biggest thing that I want to really bring home, and I hope that you understand, is that if you are signed in to your Skype for Business service, as well as keeping a personal calendar, you're going to take and save a lot of time, frustration, energy from not only yourself, but also from your other staff. And I say that, you might be wondering why or how does that happen, is specifically when it comes to your calendar. You can see over here on the left-hand side of the screen, if I click to expand, within your Outlook calendar, you should have what's called a team. And everyone who is a part of the team or have those that work under them will be essentially listed underneath your team captain, your manager, or your boss. All you have to do is go over and click on the name of the person. So say someone called me and they wanted to know if so-and-so is in the office today, or maybe if they're going to be in this week because they would like to schedule a meeting with them. Well, I do not have to keep a secondary calendar to store this information. So say if Chris is going to be out of the office today, he does not have to pick up the phone and call me. He does not have to email me information that he's going to be out of the office. And I don't have to keep a second calendar and submit this information on this calendar. So that does not have to occur anymore. I can simply just go out, as long as Chris is keeping his calendar. That's what we're really trying to stress the importance of, is each person being responsible for their own calendar. Very simple to do. If you have any questions, concerns, challenges doing this, please reach out to me. Happy to help. But all I have to do, say someone did call me, wanted to know if Chris was in the office today, let's go out here, click on his name, boom. Over to the right is his calendar, and I will know that today looks like Chris is in. It looks like yesterday he was out, but today he is in. So you'll know that within a fraction of just a couple of clicks. Now, isn't that a lot better than keeping a secondary calendar, someone having to manage it, add stuff to it, and once again, your applications will not communicate with that secondary calendar. So you're really creating a lot of additional tasks and taking some time out of your day, and we know that it does help you get an overall sight of exactly what's going on. However, it does take extra time out of your day to keep up with this. And what if something cancels? You have to go back, make some changes to that. 30 seconds later, or maybe longer, you're managing a calendar that you don't have to. So once again, over on the left hand side, I can do a simple click of my colleagues. I can go out here. If I need to, I'll know specifically whether they're in or out of the office, as long as they keep their personal calendar. Now, for those who don't currently keep a calendar, don't keep it managed or monitored or utilized, very simple to do. Over on the bottom left hand corner, you'll have the primary functions for your email, for all of the features and components that are embedded inside of Outlook. So if you are an email, just go to the bottom left hand corner, click on the little calendar icon, take you directly to your calendar. You can of course change the views. I like the month view because I can essentially see everything that's going on and plan my days ahead. To create an event, all you have to do is right click, left click new appointment, pick the day, the time, and let me real quick check a calendar. Go back here, let me check for this Friday the 14th. So I'm going to open that calendar event back up, and I go ahead, say, regardless of what it is, say I want to schedule a meeting. So I'm going to put my subject in here. I can put a location if I want to. Definitely put the day and the time. Let's say 9 o'clock to 9:30. This does conflict with mine. That's all right. So we're essentially, let's make it for 11:30. There we go. Okay, so we're looking good there. So I could go ahead and put an item description, anything that I essentially want out here to inform my recipient why I'm scheduling a meeting with them. I could also do some additional things like add a reminder. Maybe we want to remind not only myself or yourself, but also your recipient a day ahead of time that you've got a meeting scheduled. You can also categorize it, give it a color so that maybe if you use the color themes, you'll have a quick way to identify whether it's an important meeting or a meeting of another type. And the nice thing within Outlook 2016 and even older versions of Outlook is right here you have what's called the scheduling assistant. So I can go ahead and get the event started without having to go out and check my colleague or staff member's calendar to know if they're available. I can actually use the scheduling assistant. All I have to do is click on the scheduling assistant button right here. I could go ahead, type a name, or if I wanted to add attendee, maybe I don't know their proper name, I'm going to go ahead, select my recipient, click on the required button, click OK, and now you can see right here, you can see my calendar on this date, Friday, December the 14th, and my recipient's calendar directly beneath that and shown as a line item right here. You'll see that if I wanted to or attempt to schedule this meeting with them, that they've already got something on their schedule, so all of the applications work together. If this was a secondary calendar, maybe an office calendar that you keep, you are not going to have this information. But you see how simple it was. I could go ahead, just click on the scheduling assistant, add whoever I need to out here, and I will be able to see their calendar all lined up, so I will know ahead of time whether my attempt to schedule this meeting will either be a success or a failure. So not only did I save them time by me maybe picking up the phone, asking, hey, do you have this time available on your calendar? You know, maybe they're in the office, maybe they're not, maybe a variety of different things. I'll know specifically right here from the Outlook calendar, and I'll know whether I should proceed forward with this meeting, whether I should hold off, maybe I should try to do something, maybe a different date, maybe something different altogether. So I hope you see that keeping your Outlook calendar, keeping it current, keeping the data and information applied is very crucial when utilizing all of the applications, the features, the functions of your Office 365 subscription and your Outlook 2016 software. Hope this helps a little bit. Like I said, if you don't understand what I'm going through, feel free to call me, email me, contact me any way that you want to. And I'm going to be setting up some group training specifically for this so that we have a little better environment rather than just one-on-one. And maybe the questions that you may have, maybe you didn't think of them at the time or have them written down. So maybe some of these things that go on in your day-to-day lives, we hope to bring some of those out. Hope to help save some time, frustration, energy, resources, all of the above. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.